we also shared is that I was also diagnosed with ALS like her, but I was diagnosed earlier than her. And I'd like to have a quick sharing of our friendship and how the Ortanes family, not only Ate is also close to my heart because of all the stories that I heard from her, how proud she is of all her children and also especially Dylan. So I kind of understand what kind of family and what the personality and the character of all the Ortanes family from her stories. My first meeting with her was when we had our pilgrimage in Italy, 2012.
Oh.
I was actually avoiding her because she was kind of like strict and matay looking. But at the end of the day, we became close. That we even went to lots of trips in the Philippines. We went to Cebu, we went to Bohol, and we did, like feeding and going to our priest friends and non-friends. We had like the Catholic charity, and especially with the children, the less privileged children, Tagaytay. So one thing that struck me and our family with our Arites, I call her family Arites, is how she was also involved from not only from the happy moments of our lives, but also during our dark days. She was there as a godmother to my niece, Isabel, and she attended the baptismal. She was a godmother, and during birthday she was there. But when my mom passed away, she was also there during the funeral, taking videos. She was really like part of the family during my brother's struggle also with ALS. So ALS is really, I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse, but it's a blessing and a curse. I would think of it like that. And losing her so very fast, I'm still in a little bit of denial because I can still hear her voice. I can still hear her laughter. What I remember about Ate is that she loves all her children very much, and especially she's always proud of Dylan, and she's got lots of priest friends and nuns, and she loves the casino slot machine. That's our witness. So she loves the slot machine, and she told me her life story from the time she was married up to all the ups and downs. That she wanted me to make a movie out of it, and she said it's better than any telenovela that you would watch. Her life story is like that, very powerful. She lived a full life, and she died embracing Christ, receiving all the sacraments. I was there during the time that we gave the apostolic. She had everything. She was ready, and she left us with all of all the memories of her warm and caring nature. I will surely miss her, but I know that her purpose on earth has finished already. I also know that she will continue to watch over us, over all her loved ones. She lived a full life, and she left without regrets. So just to this one, I could just read it for you. I didn't read, I just read about this. If only we could have what she wouldn't give for one more chaotic family dinner, one more ordinary morning, one more car ride, one more laugh, one more hug. Grief has a way of teaching you what truly matters. Not the things we spend so much time stressing over, not the things we think we'll remember forever. It's the moments, the people, the memories we assume there will always be more of. If there's one thing this journey has taught all of us, is this. Love loudly, take the picture. She loves taking videos of every moment, single moment. Go on that trip. Say the words, say I love you to your loved ones. Make the memory. Don't stress over anything that doesn't give you peace or joy. Just move on. And And for me, Ate Tess is my somebody that I could look up to on how I'm battling my disease. Like what her son said, what Joven said. She never blamed God. She never had that, that she accepted it humbly, obediently. She gave all her will to God. And that's very inspiring for me. And with that, I will truly miss her in my heart. But I know that she's not with us. Thank you.